Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the New Year's Eve special edition of the Kickoff Show. This is the Road to Atlanta. I'm your host, Armando Black. Got my co-host here with me, D Truth. Salute, 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 salute. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year to everyone. Salute, D Truth. Happy New Year to you, brother. You got on mute. Okay, you in a lot of traffic. Well, everyone, for those of you that have been watching what has been going on in the college football world today, the SEC took a huge hit today. The SEC, I tell you one thing about it is it's hard to sit here and tell and say and critique the committee and say that they did the wrong thing, that they didn't get it right. So it's looking more and more like they got it right. The two bubble teams lost today. Alabama lost to Michigan 19-13 down in Tampa. And let me pronounce, they got these crazy names for these bowl games. The real Quest Bowl, I'll just call it that. And then South Carolina lost to Illinois 21-17 in the Citrus Bowl. It is two big hits that the SEC took today. We saw what happened to Oklahoma against Navy. And we saw what happened to Texas A&M out in the Vegas Bowl, the Las Vegas Bowl against USC. Now today, two SEC teams that a lot of people believed, even people outside of the SEC believed that Bama and South Carolina, or one of the two, should have been included in the playoffs, and they both took L's today. So that is a huge setback for the SEC. We have LSU took care of business today. LSU definitely took care of business today. They defeated, let me see here. LSU defeated Baylor 44-31. That was a shootout. And that's about it. Washington and Louisville had a real good game today. Louisville has been playing shootouts. They've been involved in a lot of shootouts all season, but this one was definitely an entertaining shootout. Washington fought hard to the end, 35-34. The Cardinals prevailed and won that game. So on to tonight, the Fiesta Bowl tonight. Penn State, Boise State. I have a poll up right here in the and so far I have Penn State 64% are saying Penn State is going to win. 36% are saying Boise State is going to win. Salute to you, Slam News. Salute to you. Salute to everyone that is watching and everyone that's going to watch the playback. It's waiting to see if D Truth.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Boise State gonna win that ball game.
Okay, you're picking Boise State. You're picking Boise State.
Yeah, I'm picking Boise.
Okay. You're picking Boise State. So let's what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna redo our brackets, and I'm gonna go ahead. Salute to you, Picardo Obama. Salute to you. Salute. We're gonna do the bracketology once again, and okay. So we all kind of got this one wrong. Everyone had none of us really picked the bracket correctly. A lot of us had some upsets in these brackets, so I'm going to pull the bracket back up. Good to see you, Bacardi Obama. Good to see you, brother. I'm going to pull it back up here. And all right. So, D-True, do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
You gonna see? You already know I'm taking Georgia. I'm going Boise State.
Slow down. Let's start with tonight's game now. Boise State, the Fiesta Bowl. Boise State, Penn State, and you're taking Boise. All right, and the tomorrow the Peach Bowl between Texas and Arizona State.
I'm going Texas.
Okay, now the Rose Bowl.
I'm going to Oregon.
Okay, and you say you're taking Georgia in the Sugar Bowl.
Oh yeah, I take Georgia.
Okay, all right. Now let's go to next week's semifinals. Okay, and it'll be the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl in Arlington. So let's go to Miami, Dade County. The Orange Bowl, Boise State, Georgia. Who you got?
I'm taking Georgia.
All right. And in Arlington, in the Cotton Bowl, who you got?
It's gonna be part 3, Texas.
You're taking Texas. Okay. All right. And who do you have winning it? The championship game in Atlanta on January the 20th. Who you have winning?
It's gonna be the same result as game 1, same result as game 2. Game 3 gonna be the same result as them two games. Georgia.
All right. That's D-Truth's bracket right there. Hold on. Let me get all this advertisement out of the way. This is D-Truth's bracket right here. Everybody, this is D-Truth's bracket. Okay. All right. So screenshot it, D-Truth. Screenshot the bracket.
I already got it.
All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clear it out. Reset. All right. Okay, so we know Notre Dame, Penn State, Ohio State, Texas. All right, so starting with tonight's game, I just don't think I just don't think Boise State got as much. They're not balanced enough on offense to beat Penn State. If there's a situation where Penn State takes the lead, salute to you, Timmy Lee. Salute to you, brother. If there's a situation where Penn State takes the lead, Boise State is going to be in serious trouble. So I am definitely going to take Penn State in tonight's game. Tomorrow at noon, the Peach Bowl here in the ATL, Texas, Arizona State. Arizona State is missing some key receivers. So Texas is they're getting back healthy. They're loaded. In my opinion, Texas has the best defense in the nation. I'm picking the Longhorns, and I don't think this game will be close. I think this game will be over with by halftime, like I was telling Teran last night when I hit his panel. Shout out to Teran, the Black. Salute to you. Salute, bro. You're doing great things over there. Now we're at the Rose Bowl. A revenge game for Ohio State. This is very important. I think this game is very important to Ryan Day. Ryan Day needs this game. Yes, it was a good win against Tennessee, but you're going to be measured in big games like this. And what makes this game so important to Ohio State fans and to both teams is this game right here is going to solidify who is actually the big dog in the Big Ten. This game right here is actually going to decide who is the alpha in the Big Ten. If Oregon can roll up Ohio State twice in one season, we have to go ahead and crown Oregon as the big dog. But the thing about Oregon, their weakness worries me a lot more than Oregon's weakness. Their weakness worries me a lot more than Oregon's weakness. And I think I'm gonna have to get you out of here, spamming. When Ohio State is on, they're on. They're the most dangerous team in the nation when they're on. So I picked against them last week. I'm not going to make that same mistake this time. And of course, I'm going with the dogs. And I just want to explain to everyone, for all of these people that are saying, most of the people that are picking Notre Dame to beat Georgia, they're only picking Notre Dame to beat Georgia because Georgia is playing a backup quarterback. Okay. And it's Riley Leonard is the more experienced quarterback, but Riley Leonard has not seen a defense like what he's going to see tomorrow night. Gunnar Stockton has. Gunnar Stockton played one half. I don't give a damn, but it was the second half, the most important half, and Texas was bringing it. And he weathered the storm. He handled that Texas defense pretty well. And in my opinion, I do believe Texas has a hell of a better defense than Notre Dame. Notre Dame is missing their number one pass rusher on the D line. So, so you're talking about there's injuries and there's certain injuries you can overcome. I think Gunnar Stockton can come in and perform well enough. Georgia don't need him to be the hero and win the game. Georgia does. The only thing we're asking Gunnar to do is not to lose the game for us. Time and time we've seen backup quarterbacks try to come in and be the hero and try to win the game, but we're not asking Gunnar to do that. We're just asking Gunnar to come in, manage the game, keep the clock moving, and don't do anything stupid or don't make any reckless decisions that will put the game in jeopardy for us. So, but losing your pass rusher on defense, which your best pass rusher, run stopper, and pass rusher on defense, that could hurt Notre Dame a lot. That could hurt Notre Dame a lot because one thing Notre Dame does not want to do, they don't want to get behind Georgia. You don't want to go down. If Georgia gets up by a couple of touchdowns, it's a wrap. You don't want to, because the thing what Georgia will do, they will get on that curve we call here in Georgia the Kirby Death March, where we're just matriculating the ball down the field and with 11, 12, maybe a 13 play drive and eat clock all night. So with that being said, I'm going with Georgia. Notre Dame has not been tested. And you also look at this. Everybody talks about Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love, great running back. He's fast, speedster. But he has not faced fast, physical defenses like what he's going to see tomorrow night. He has not. Texas A&M is not a physical, fast defense. Texas A&M was kind of suspect on defense this year. And another thing about Notre Dame, we don't know what Notre Dame can do if they fall behind. There's only one game that Notre Dame played this year where they fell behind, and that was to Northern Illinois. Salute to you, 225 girls. Salute to you. Happy New Year's Eve to you. Salute to you. Salute, salute, salute. So we're going to find out a lot about Notre Dame. And this is the thing. Everybody's keep talking about the unknown about Georgia. Georgia's battle tested. And Notre Dame has not been battle tested yet. But they will be tomorrow night. But I'm rolling with the dogs. In games like this, in playoff games like this, the more battle-tested team usually prevails and wins the game. Okay, so let's go to Oklahoma and Texas. That will be the Cotton Bowl. I'm rolling with Ohio State in this one. Now, the only thing about I'm picking this game as if Quinn Ewers is going to be the starting quarterback. If Sarkisian makes a switch and brings in Arch, that would be a problem for Ohio State, because Ohio State has struggled against running quarterbacks. Mobile quarterbacks like Arch Manning gives Ohio State fits. That's what happened with Michigan, and that's what happened with Oregon. So I'm picking this game right now the way as if Quinn Ewers is going to be the starting quarterback. With Quinn Ewers as the starter, I'm rolling with Ohio State in the semifinals. And in the Orange Bowl, Georgia, definitely. Penn State is a little too one-dimensional. Penn State kind of mirrors Notre Dame. Basically, they're basically the same, in my opinion. But you got to have, in order to beat Georgia, you got to have two things. Okay, you got to have a good running game, and you got to have a damn good passing game. And the thing about it is, you can't just have one without the other. Now, if any team is going to defeat Georgia, it's going to have to take a team like Oregon or Ohio State, or maybe even Texas, because Texas has a decent passing offense. So we go to the championship game here, and this is the game that a lot of people were predicting. This is the national championship game that a lot of people want to see. A lot of people want to see this, and I think it'll be a great game. Ohio State is going to try to come out, score fast. They're going to try to come out and score early. But that Georgia defense, when Ohio State faces physical defenses like Georgia, they have issues. They had that issue against Oregon, and they also had that issue against Michigan. And there were a couple of other teams that played them physical. Salute to you, Big Brazy. There were a couple of other teams that played them physical this year. Nebraska and Penn State. Big physical, fast defenses, usually slow, and is capable of slowing down that Ohio State offense. So when it comes down to that championship game, I'm going with Georgia. So go ahead. You had a question? D-True?
Yeah, I will say this right here. with these playoff games, all the teams, we gonna find out which team got all three factors of the game down pat. Offense, defense, and special teams. We gonna find out.
Mhm.
Whoever got all three factors of the ball game gonna win.
Mhm. Absolutely. 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 So I'm very excited about these playoff games. They're about to kick off here shortly. Penn State and Boise State, they're about to kick off down in Scottsdale, Arizona, real shortly here. Now, here's the thing: both teams are undefeated in the Fiesta Bowl. Both teams have had epic wins down there in that bowl game in the Fiesta Bowl. Boise State 2006 against Oklahoma. Who can ever forget that? Who can ever forget that Statue of Liberty play on the goal line for that 2-point conversion, and Boise State upset and they shocked the world that night. No one had Boise State beating that Oklahoma team with Adrian Peterson. No one had them winning that game. But Boise State, they pulled off the victory. And if I'm not mistaken, Sam Bradford was on that team as well. So that Boise State team, they shocked the world that night. They shocked the world. And Penn State, who can ever forget? Penn State shocked the world in 1986 when they beat a team that a lot of people thought was unbeatable. That Miami Hurricanes team with Jerome Brown and, man, the list goes of Michael Irvin, Melvin Bratton, Benny Blades. they beat a team that a lot of people thought was unbeatable. And that Penn State team, they had DJ Dozier and a couple of other people. The one that stood out to me was DJ Dozier. DJ Dozier had a pretty good game on the ground that night. But Benny Testaverde, the Heisman Trophy winner, going into that game for the Miami Hurricanes, and Penn State upset them. I think the final score was like 14-10, Penn State. So tonight, something got to give, brother. Something got to give. Something got to give. Fury Darius, salute to you, salute. Something got to give. Penn State, Boise State, somebody got to win and somebody got to lose. But going into this game, these two teams have dominated teams in the Fiesta Bowl. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Go ahead, bro.
With his ball game, they gonna have to start just so you already know just you get started, it's gonna be hard to stop it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm thinking Penn State is going to do, I'm thinking Penn State is going to load the box up on Gentry, and they're going to force Boise State to throw the ball. They're going to force Boise State to throw the ball tonight, and the main thing Boise State has to avoid, they have to avoid falling behind early. They have to avoid falling behind in the game early. If they fall behind like a touchdown or a touchdown, if they fall behind by double digits, that's going to be a problem, because I just don't think Boise State has the firepower like the Boise State teams in the past with Kellen Moore and Ian Johnson. They had the firepower to come from behind. As a matter of fact, the Fiesta Bowl game that I'm referring to in 2006, Boise State had to play from behind the entire night. So hey, I just, this team right here is just run. And if they don't have success running the ball on the ground, they're gonna have to figure it out in the air. 225 Girl says if Penn State shut down Gentry, they'll win. Yes, they'll win. It'll be over before it even gets started good. It'll be over just like that. So one thing we do know, and one thing we found out in the first round, that Penn State has a pass rush. SMU is not really a running team. They're more of a passing team. They're more of spread, uh, a spread option type team, and they like to run a lot of crossing routes. Jennings can run; he'll tuck the ball to run, but SMU is more of a pass first team. That's Brett Lashley's offense. But Boise State is a ground and pound running team, similar to Notre Dame and Georgia. So we're gonna find out tonight about Penn State's running defense. Can they run defense, stand up tonight, and shut Gentry down? And here's another thing. Here's another question. Can Ashton Gentry, can he break Barry Sanders' record tonight? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think he's what 107 yards away from breaking the record. Do you think he breaks the record tonight?
Yeah, I do. And the thing about Gentry, majority of his yard is comes after the contact.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
that when a running back gets yards after contact, he's hard to bring down. So they're gonna have to make sure they tackle him. If they don't,
Mm-hmm.
and he get yards out of contact. And guess what? If that running game was Boise State get going, Penn State offense on the sideline, you know what run game do. That set
Mm-hmm.
a play action and wear defense out. I don't think Penn State got the defense front four or the linebacker to change out.
Mm-hmm.
So like both teams, Penn State got to get up, and Boise State got to get up. One of the teams got to get
Mm-hmm.
on top of the other team for either team to win. Because I don't think
Mm-hmm.
neither team can afford to get behind.
Salute to you, Rim Rock. I think now, if Penn State falls behind, Penn State is better equipped to come from behind because Drew Aller, if he needs to, and they have that tight end. If Drew Aller can beat you in the air. He can beat you. That's not his game, but he has the capability of beating you in the air if he has to. And Penn State also has a running game as well. And that's something that Boise State is going to have to they're going to have to watch out for. Singleton could break one at any given moment. So both it's going to come down to the trenches. It's going to come down to the trenches on both sides. Can that undersized, and I do mean undersized compared to Penn State, can that undersized offensive line get push on that big Penn State D line? And can that undersized Boise State D line get penetration on those big hogs up front on that Penn State O line? That's going to be the question for tonight.
And
What's
then they're gonna
going
turn
on,
that.
Sniper? Happy New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's Eve. I'm getting ready to head out for the evening. I'm
Going
going
down
to.
to the underground, to the peach drop.
No, sir. No, sir. Too many people and not enough rounds to take them out all.
Yeah, you're gonna run into a lot of Texas fans down there too at the underground. A lot of them, they're gonna be down there in droves down there.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was listening to what y'all was talking about. I think it's going. I think the turnover game is just going to really help Boise State, along with Ashley Gentry. But the turnover game is definitely going to be the key for victory because y'all let Penn State get fired up like that. They will.
You going out. You going out. You went out a little bit.
I was saying that it's a turnover game for Boise State. They have to win the turnover game.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let,
Um,
let me ask you a question, Sniper. Let me. I know you in the hurry. We ain't gonna be long, but I had to ask you this question, man. All right. After what happened today with Bama and South Carolina, man, what happened? We remember we saw what happened to Texas A&M down in Vegas. We saw what happened to Oklahoma. We saw what happened to Oklahoma against Navy, man, and we saw what happened to Tennessee and Columbus a couple of weeks ago. In your opinion, did the SEC is the SEC kind was the SEC kind of down in 2024?
I would say yes and no, and the reason why I say it is because we never know what we're going to get from the SEC. We always have one or two teams that strive, and the other teams just maintain. Um, During this bowl season, I think that they just, besides South Carolina fought hard through that whole game. I watched that game. Um, I watched LSU play. Um, they fought hard. They didn't give up. They was trying to get that win. It just, like you would say, the ball just bounced funny a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't think the SEC was down because if you think about it, we have more teams in the top 25 than any other conference out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Regardless of who else who played and who did not play, we had the most teams and we had the better record
Mm-hmm.
throughout the. I mean, think about it. We had teams that came out of nowhere. Besides Oklahoma, everybody was in the plus five, over 500. So
Mm-hmm.
I can see where you're thinking because of how they end the season, but throughout the season, I think that the SEC was on top almost all season long.
Mm-hmm. Um. Now, after everything that's happened, Sniper, do you believe the committee got it right, or do you still feel that that one of the three, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Alabama, should have been allowed in the playoffs after watching what you watched today? Because the problem to me, Sniper, it ain't the fact that they lost to Michigan. It's the fact they lost to the backups, brother.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
were backups. Those were not the same guys that were on the field against Ohio State. These were fill-ins that they
Hmm.
lost to.
I think that remember I was you if you remember I was on the side of you win your division, you're in second place, you're in. Remember, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want Alabama. I'm not. I'm a Alabama hater, but this year was not Alabama's year. Um,
You
when
predicted
they had,
for a long.
yeah, you said four, I said
You said
three.
four. You said four. I
Yeah,
said three. You said
well,
four. I
yeah, yeah.
remember that. Yeah. You had it on the nail. I was off one game.
But once they lost their third game, I was like, no, Alabama should not be in. Um, Ole Miss, yeah, they had a good season. They beat Georgia, but
Mm-hmm.
that's the only thing they did. South Carolina was just struggled because of the injuries. So putting teams in just to say because of their name is not the way I like it. And you remember for the last couple of years when Alabama would get in and not even have a conference win, um, they would get into the playoffs and miraculously. No, these teams played hard. I think that the only and I don't think there's a team out there that's not deserving to get in that's in right now. Um, Even when it comes to Arizona State, Boise State, we go back and forward about Boise State to see if they can do that against a big team. And they're going to be tested today against Penn State. So Indiana was tested, but that they came up short. So I still believe that if they're gonna do this conference 12 team conference thing, and if they push it for more in the next year or two, then you have to be in the conference to get into the thing. That's the biggest thing that I think. I think you have to be in a conference, and I don't care what conference you're in. I really don't care. I mean, I was rooting for Army to get a chance to get in, but they're in a conference. Um, Notre Dame has been sliding. We've been saying that they've been sliding in, but where they go off and play. You know what I mean? Get in the conference, So you get the conference champion and the second place team. They get their way in, and then they fill in the others who has the best record, best strength of schedule.
Salute to you, Lonnie. Salute to you. Salute. Lonnie representing Penn State tonight. She's a Philly girl, so she's rocking with Penn State. Let me ask you a question, man. Okay, so and I think it's gonna come down to that. I think they're gonna it's gonna be a situation where Notre Dame is gonna have to either run the table, join the conference, or they're gonna have to run the table in order to participate in the playoffs after from this point on.
Right.
Now, what conference would be more suitable for them? They said they would never join the Big Ten, so you would probably have to put it. It would have to probably be between the ACC, the SEC, the Big 12, or the new Pac-12. I mean, I'll let you pick first. I think I got a good
Well,
landing spot for them.
well, the thing is that they're always traveling. They seem like they got more money than anybody else. They're always traveling. So why not put them in the new Pac-12? Get in there and start getting the Pac-12 recognized. Putting
Mm-hmm.
putting a name in the conference
Mm-hmm.
and go off from there. I don't think every other conference is already established.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And technically, I'm Oregon traveled across the country more a lot of times. They're gonna be doing it more. So, keep your West Coast division. But I think that Notre Dame would go well in the new Pac-12.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I want to say this right here. They need to be the ACC since they already play the ACC schedule. That's just the bottom line. They already play. They play ACC schools already. So they and the other sport plays. They part of the ACC in the other sports. So why not put football in the ACC? So they should. Hey, they tell us right there.
Well, the only reason why I don't say the ACC is because the ACC is already established. You got your Louisville's, you got your Miami, you got your Cal, you got your teams that's there. The Pac-12 is trying to put itself back on the map as of today, and that can change too because you can also. I mean, they change their schedules every year. Yeah, they play majority of the ACC because they're right here on the East Coast, but putting them in a division where well, first of all, it will get them established. Second thing, it will be now that we can't nobody in the country can complain about where they are. um and they can make the Pac-12 strong because I think that after a while and give it a year or two, the Pac-12 is going to be a strong conference.
And that is, and I think the Pac-12 would be a good landing spot, but this is what the Pac-12 needs to do. They need to work overtime to get Stanford back in there. They need to do whatever they got to do, offer whatever TV deal, whatever they have to do to get Stanford and Cal back to the Pac-12.
And I think they should verify more to get to put more West Coast teams like Oregon back into it.
I say that Big Ten money, bro. I think Oregon is long gone, bro. And especially if they win the Rose Bowl tomorrow. If they win the Rose Bowl tomorrow, it's a wrap, man. Because like I said earlier, that game not only is it for the playoff and a potential shot at a national championship, that game is going to show all of us who really runs the Big Ten, Ohio State or Oregon, moving forward. And I'm talking about as far as recruiting, because the thing about Oregon, they can go anywhere and recruit. They going into Bama, Alabama, and recruiting. They're going into the state of Louisiana and recruiting. Hell, they coming in our backyard now, sniper. and recruiting kids out of
Yeah.
Buford.
That's the reason why they went to that's the reason why they came heavy off of Dan Lanning,
Mm,
because of his not only because of his is he has a good coaching style, a defensive coaching style. He also know how to recruit.
mm. Well, let's read 225 girl. She said Notre Dame needs to stop playing and join the conference, cupcaking their way to the playoffs every year. We're only get so far. And I think this is basically started under Marcus Freeman. Because when Brian Kelly was the head coach, they played anybody. They would play Clemson one week, turn around, play Ohio State the next week, turn around and play Georgia, and then they would play Michigan, then they would go out to USC. They played a tough schedule every year. But Marcus Freeman has come in and kind of tweaked the schedule a little bit. And, you know, we'll see. I think they're going to have to join a conference because to have to win 4 games to get to the championship, that can weigh on you. They're never doing it the way they're doing it now. They're never going to get a bye.
Yeah,
They're never going to get a bye.
because that conference championship is going to take those spots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me ask you, fellas, what are the keys to victory tonight? Well, I'm going to start with Boise State. Sniper, what's the keys to victory for Boise
Well,
State tonight?
I'm gonna go ahead and do both of mine because I got to get rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm going to tell you the keys for Boise State is to do what you did all year long. Keep Gentry running the ball, and you got to hunker down on defense, and you got to know where number 44 is at all times.
Mm-hmm.
He will
Mm-hmm.
spread. He can. He's the best tight end in the country. He has to. He makes plays. He makes big plays. So Boise State have to bow their backs and get some and play real defense. Um, Penn State, hey, get your key players open and don't do nothing out of the ordinary. Use your key players and make it work. And both teams got to play better defense because you already know it takes they both teams can score at will.
Mm-hmm.
But Penn State has to tackle Ashton Gentry. If you try to play two-hand touch with him, he is going to blow the doors off. Those are
Mm.
my key victory for both teams.
All right, brother. All right, man. Well, you be safe out there, man, and enjoy your New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Last 30 years. No, I shortened it out. The last 20 years. I'm usually
Mm-hmm.
sleep by this time.
On New
I
Year's
usually
Eve?
go to. Yes, I don't go. I don't. Dog. I don't like large crowds. I don't like
Yeah.
going to clubs. If I go to a club, my back is against the wall the whole time. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm analyzing what would I do if something pop off. So this is the first time I'm going out because I know the folks that's there, and they asked me to
Mm-hmm.
pray into New Year's. So that's the only
Mm-hmm.
reason why I'm going out, bro.
Oh, okay, man. I feel you on that, brother. Well, you be safe, man. Have a good time, man, and happy New Year to you, bro. I'm gonna hit you up after midnight anyway.
All right,
Definitely.
all right,
Wish you a happy New Year, man.
all right. Happy New Year's to the chat. Hey, it's a new year, but is it going to be the same you? Y'all make a decision today. Snipers out.
All right, brother. That is a true statement, 100% true statement. It's a new year, but is it going to be a new you? Something to think about. Okay. All right. We're going to go into our final thoughts. D True,
Well,
you've
all I
already
got to say
given
is,
you've already given your keys to victory early in the show. So I'm going to go ahead and
yeah,
give you your
yeah.
final thoughts.
And my final thought is, I just Hope we don't have no major injury in these ball game this playoff and any other ball game they're gonna be played. Plus, let's see if James Franklin ready for the spotlight. Let's see if he's ready for the spotlight. This gonna be hey, this is his test right here. This game right here is his test. Can he get to the semifinal? That and I'm gonna say this right here. And guess what? If I want to make New Year's revolution, guess what? You're supposed to be making uh, revolution every day that you are alive. Try to make yourself feel better and be a better person. So everybody stay safe
All right,
and
brother.
love
You get
yourself.
home. Okay, brother. You get home safe, man, and hey man, enjoy your New Year's Eve. I'll be, I'll be hitting you up on the phone anyway, man, to make sure you're okay.
All right. Shout out to the chat hey, and to everybody else who's gonna watch this replay. Peace.
All right, brother. All right, everyone. Thank you all for coming out and joining us on this special New Year's Eve kickoff show. Virgin, I want to thank my co-host, Sniper D True, for pulling up. You knew wherever you at. Happy New Year to you, baby girl. Love you, sis, and hope you are having a good time, enjoying yourself. And please be safe out there. To the rest of my Wolfpack 20 East Nation family, please be safe out there. Your brother love you, and have fun. Don't have too much fun tonight. And everybody that's ghost watching and everybody that's watching in the bushes and everyone that came through to say Happy New Year's. Thank you all for coming out. For those of you that are going to watch the playback, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time we go live. This is going to be a very interesting game. Very interesting game. They're very similar. They're just one is a group of 5 team, the other is a power 4 team. But this is going to be a very interesting game. I don't see this being a blowout. It could be, but I don't see this game being a blowout. The mistakes that SMU made early in the game, turning the ball over, just handing the ball over to Penn State, I don't see Boise State making those type of mistakes. Boise State usually is a more disciplined team. They're more of a disciplined team. So I'm looking forward to this being a very entertaining game. Thank you all for coming out. Love you all very much. Hey, look, have fun. Be safe out there. Okay. Ladies, travel in packs. Go in packs tonight. Do not go out there alone and just follow the buddy system. Like I've been saying throughout the holidays, this is a beautiful, wonderful time of the year. But unfortunately, this time of the year also brings out the worst in certain people. Unfortunately, you have people out here with bad intentions that will try to take things that don't belong to them, or they'll try to, harm people, innocent people. So you have to be aware of your surroundings. That's just the way the world that we live in. So everyone, please be safe. Enjoy yourself. Have a blessed and happy New Year's Eve. We will be back here tomorrow morning for the Road to Atlanta kickoff show. Full playoff slate tomorrow, starting with the Peach Bowl, Texas A&M versus Arizona State. The Rose Bowl, that is going to be a hell of a game. The Rose Bowl, Ohio State, Oregon rematch, and then the Sugar Bowl, Notre Dame versus Georgia. Can Gunnar Stockton, can he lead the Georgia Bulldogs to a playoff win tomorrow night? So everyone, thank you all for coming out. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And until next time, like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. And one last thing, go dogs, sick 'em. Woo, 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 woo. Happy New Year to you all. Be blessed. Be safe.